What is happening, family? What's happening? It's your boy Marcus Washington. You're on the mark, where we talk everything Falcons football, fam, and we have some news. Your boy officially got benched today. And yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all I told y'all so. The only thing that shocks me about this is that Arthur Smith actually did it. We talked Sunday about how if he wanted to keep his job, this was the move he had to make. And he made it. Now, he made it with a asterisk. This was only for this week, but everybody with common sense knows. Everybody with common sense knows this is for the rest of the season. For a couple of reasons, and I'm gonna get into that. But let me get to these comments before they get too crazy. Armani says Nick Grodamus. Hey, we called it. Yeah, man. You know, people call you crazy until it happens, and then it becomes a real thing. Alex says, "Sup, Marcus? Driving home, I got you on Bluetooth. Looking forward to hearing you, man. Much respect for being here, fam." John says, "What's up, Marcus? Do we get this win Sunday? We better. I'm gonna get into that too." Scott says, "About time." Yeah, man. So, few things here. Arthur had to make this move. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care how he made it. I don't care what excuse he had to put to cover up with it. He had to make this move. If not, he would have ended up like Josh McDaniels today. If y'all don't know, Josh McDaniels and the GM got fired today, a day after the trade deadline. Now, y'all want to know what's funny about that situation? Their quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, leads the league in interceptions. A quarterback will get you fired, whether it's a veteran or a rookie. They get you fired. And if you look at the trajectory that Desmond Ridder was on, fam, you'd have kept him in there, you'd have been fired. Caleb, what's going on? Caleb says, you think that talk was made between him and Terry, or you think he came to his senses on his own? I think he might have got a shrug from Terry. Terry might have told him, hey, listen, I ain't hire you. My job's safe. But yours, hey, listen, my G, I ain't telling you what to do. But you want to be coaching next year, there's some birds chirping above me. You probably need to sit this boy down. And it was almost impossible after what Taylor Heineke was able to do in the second half to put Desmond Ridder back in. That's almost like putting water back into the faucet. You can't do it. Once it comes out, that's it. So I'm hearing things, and you know, man, listen. I talked about this the other day about, you know, the problem with being a fan of one player is when things do not go your way, you have to either walk that down, die on that hill, or just completely shut up. When you stand on logo business, you don't really have to say anything. Now, what I want to do before I go into any spill or any soliloquy about this, I want to play a video. We've been doing homework assignments for the last couple of weeks, and it's the same homework assignment. I've told y'all to look outside of the Falcons fan base and see how everybody else views us. Because believe it or not, everybody else is saying the same thing. And usually when you hear the same thing coming out of people's mouths that have no dog in the fight, maybe that's the truth. Fam, I've even seen Saints fans. Y'all know we lions and hyenas, we hate each other. I've seen Saints fans say, hey, y'all a quarterback away. Y'all quarterback killing y'all. Now, you know when the enemy's making statements like that. Fam, I'm telling you. That's a statement. That's a powerful statement. But let me play this because I want y'all to hear this, right? Let me turn off my groove music for a minute and let's get set up here real quick. Because a lot of this stuff we've been saying over here for weeks now. For weeks. So let me see. Here we go. So I'm going to share this and we're going to play this thing in its whole entirety. YouTube, fair use. Fair use. Let's roll.
Falcons is really concerned about here. Desmond Ridder left the game on Sunday. He had a concussion evaluation. He was cleared to return, but Smith thought something was off. He wasn't benched. It wasn't performance reasons that the move to Taylor Heineke was made. And now it almost kind of feels like a soft benching where you point to the lingering effects of a concussion he didn't have as the reason to keep him protected and keep him safe as you think about his short-term and long-term best interest. It just sounds like a way, Chris, to give him a break without the stigma of benching him so you don't gut him publicly and destroy his confidence. He really wasn't benched. We're just concerned about his health. So we're going to give Taylor Heineke a game. And maybe more than one game. Maybe our concerns about Desmond Ritter's health will linger if Taylor Heineke comes in and gets the hot hand and wins 3, 4, 5 in a row. It just feels like that's the way the wind's blowing based upon Smith trying to tiptoe his way through a minefield that could undermine the psychological development of Desmond Ritter as an NFL quarterback.
I hear you.
Now let me pause this for a second. These are two guys that have no stake in our future at all. They have no stake, right? They talk about every team. So there's absolutely no bias coming out of these guys. None.
I hear you there. I appreciate that aspect. I appreciate their patience, that he and Dave Ragone have had with Desmond Ritter and trying to, let him play, let him grow here and all that. But I think they're infringing on, wait, you're going to sacrifice the team all for one guy. And the one guy's not that special. It's not like we go, ooh, it's Mahomes or Allen, and we see he's going to be great here. It's not that. That to me is where, it's getting a little weird there where I mean, Desmond Ritter, he could still be your starter. Listen, if he can't handle getting benched this week, then he's not your starter. And then you move on with life. And if he crumbles mentally because he gets benched here, then he's not your starter and you can move on with life. He'll prove it to you. So, the other thing too, Mike, like I'm with you in the soft benching. One, he fumbled. Two, Mike, maybe you can look at this. I think I'm right here. The Titans got 5 sacks in the football game. I think they were all on Desmond Ritter. I don't think they got one with Heineke, right? So there's things about his game where he doesn't know where to get rid of the ball sometimes. He makes throws like we just showed in the last clip where you're like, what's he really looking at? He threw a post with a single safety there, like sitting there. There's plays where, as you've heard me say before, as a quarterback, ex-quarterback, a guy who's been around football his whole life, where you go, whoa, like,
let me pause this. Let's look at these numbers. Completion percentage, 65%. He's 19th. Passing yards, 212. He's 15th. He actually dropped off because he was at 12. So he's actually regressing there too. Passing yards attempt, he 7.1. That's 18th. Passing touchdowns, 27th. Do y'all know since he's been our starter, he's thrown 8 touchdowns? 8. He has 13 turnovers. In 12 games, he has 8 touchdowns, 13 turnovers. 7 of those coming in the last 3 games. Fam, we just saw Will Levis throw 4 touchdowns. So in one game, Will Levis has more touchdowns than Desmond Ritter. Well, he has half the touchdowns as Desmond Ritter does. And Desmond had 11 more starts than he did. And Will Levis did it on a top 5 defense. This is why his ass got benched. He doesn't pass the eye test. He's not ready. People are waiting on him to grow. The boy's been shrinking the last 3 weeks. People keep talking about he has the intangibles. Where? Well, he knows how to spin the ball. There's 31 quarterbacks out there playing right now. Starting. They can all spin the ball. What else does he do? So we'll continue.
There's dicey decisions and then there's what the F are you looking at decisions. And there's been too many of those right now. And they have a chance here, like we talked about. They got a chance to win the NFC South, and they got a schedule that sets up right here where you go, they're better than most of the teams they're going to be playing over the next 6 or 7 weeks. They need to win the majority of those games. They can't just go, oh, well, we made it through kind of 500, and we still got Desmond Ritter as the starting quarterback. If I were them, I would make the move right now.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe.
So we just heard from 2 guys that have, hold on, let me put my music back. Let me put my music back on, man. Y'all know I got to have my music. So we heard from 2 guys. One played the game. One's been covering the game for God knows how long. No bias. basically saying the same thing we've been over here saying for weeks. You cannot sacrifice the team for one guy's development. You cannot do that. Not for a team that before the season started, everybody expected to go to the playoffs. If it's a rebuild, whatever. Nobody's expecting anything from Sam Howell over there in Washington now. Nobody's expecting anything from Bryce Young right now in Carolina. Hell, even Houston, they're actually surprised they're winning games. There was no expectation for those guys. I hear guys now talking about, well, you know, when Josh Allen came into the league, when Jalen Hurts came into the league, when Trevor Lawrence came into the league, what did they do? Y'all expecting magic out of this guy. There's a couple of problems with that comparison. One, Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence went top 10 in the draft. So there's a lot of rope for quarterbacks when they go that high. You don't believe me? Look at Baker Mayfield. But they also went to teams that had nothing. What Buffalo had when Josh Allen got there? They had to trade for Diggs. They had to build their defense. And they still don't really have a run game. What Trevor Lawrence have when he came to Jacksonville? He had a coach that was in the club with white girls on his lap. He had a coach that was DDTing motherfuckers in the office. That's who he had. He already on his second coach. What they have in Philly? Had to trade for A.J. Brown. Now they all in. They had to build their defense. Now they all in. They didn't push their chips to it because they know, hey, listen, we have a window right here. They even got Julio. Bro, Julio's hammies are falling off. They probably off the bone now. They was falling off the bone when he was here. He probably ain't got no hammies no more. But they all in this year. What do those quarterbacks have in common with Dez? When Dez got here, Kyle was already here. Came in with TA, Drake, got Bijan. Cordell was already here. Then they spotted him a defense this year. That man didn't even have to wait around for a defense. First year on the center, bang, top 5 defense. Take that, take that. Boy out here can't even hold on to the ball, bro. So we're hearing other stuff about this kid. The kid isn't ready. That's just the bottom line. That's why he's not starting. The man cleared concussion protocol Sunday. Sat on. The man came out, didn't even have his helmet on. Had the earpiece and the hat on. Cleared concussion protocol, didn't go back in. Now he's completely straight. So they can't say this is health reasons, we being safe. Let's be real. If Dez was the guy, Dez would be starting Sunday. End of discussion. And I honestly can't put what happened to Dez on him. We got to look at this coach. No quarterback competition when clearly there was one that needed to happen. All season, he the guy. Y'all paying your backup more than your rookie, but he the guy. No preseason. Hey, don't worry about it. He the number one guy. He'll be all right. Now he out here wetting the bed, costing us. When you signed Jesse Bates, did you tell Jesse Bates, hey, listen, we're developing our quarterback here. We're not really ready to win. Did you tell Calais Campbell that? What about these other guys that watch tape, that train, that practice, that are putting 110% in playing this game? Did you tell them, hey, I get y'all doing all that, but hey, listen, we're bringing this guy along. There was a lot of reasons Dez is on the bench now. You would have had a downright mutiny. And let me say this before I go any further. Thanks to Uncle Steve and Smitty for allowing me to come on earlier today. I appreciate that, guys. Y'all go check Smitty out on Smitty Sports Machine and Uncle Steve on Uncle Steve's Lounge. I'm terrible at giving guys shout outs when they need it. So let me get that out the way while I have it on my brain. But you would have had a downright mutiny, especially after that second half. Do y'all know that in the 12 games that Desmond Ridder has played, we've only hit 20 and a half one time? That was against the Buccaneers. Let me what's going on, Lisa? Let me get her comment. Let me get a couple of these comments. She says, we have to concede that this team was not constructed properly. A quarterback should have been drafted in 2021 to sit behind Matt Ryan. We're legit 3 years behind because they did not properly plan. Here's the thing. I'll concede to a lot of that. But when you look at the timeline of how this thing happened, right? They did take their swing at Deshaun Watson. They did take their swing. They tried to get their franchise quarterback before all this money became available. Cleveland came in at the last second after Deshaun Watson had rejected them and said, hey, listen, $230 million, baby. Come over here, fully guaranteed. We got you. They can't match that. We know you sitting in Atlanta right now. We know you there. $230, fully guaranteed. We'll wait for you. We'll wait for you this year. So we took our swing and missed. And then Matt Ryan said, well, you know what? I feel a type of way about that. I've been here 13 years. Hey, listen, I know I'm long in the tooth now. Listen, baby, I got 1 or 2 good years in me. But you know what, man? I don't like how y'all did that. So I want out. So they said, okay, we'll do right by you. We'll send you to Indy. Fam, if I'm lying, I'm flying. And maybe y'all remember this. Within the hour after they had traded Matt Ryan, they had signed Marcus Mariota. That to me was probably the first mistake. So with you, I'll concede to that. Because we knew everybody knew Marcus Mariota wasn't the guy. He was your bridge quarterback till you found another one. Then Dez comes in. One of the mistakes that Arthur Smith made, and you can chalk this up to maybe him being a first-time head coach. He waited way too long to pull Marcus Mariota. He gave his boy 13 weeks. And then here's another thing that helped stunt Dez's growth. When Marcus Mariota got benched, Marcus Mariota quit the team So when Dez was there was no veteran leadership behind him that said, hey, don't throw the ball there. Hey, that should be a back shoulder. Hey, on this play, you got to realize that they're probably sending 5 or 6. You need to shed the line that way. Hey, he really had nobody. So Art set this kid up for what you have right now. There should have been a quarterback competition. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about. See, this is what I don't get about Arthur Smith. And this is starting to piss a lot of people off. You're willing to say in the offseason that Dez is the number 1 guy, but you're not willing to say that we're moving on with Taylor Heinicke for the rest of the season, when everybody knows it's trending that way. See, this now I'm about to say something that I just know a lot of people don't like hearing about Kyle Shanahan. No, a lot of people don't. But the one thing I can respect about Kyle Shanahan, he don't fuck around with the quarterback situation. Fam, they went all in to get Trey Lance. Jumped up to 3 to get Trey Lance. Basically gave Jimmy Garoppolo his walking papers. You can step. You can get the step in. And then Trey gets hurt, and they say, well, we still got you on the roster. Come on and play. You ain't the answer, but come on and play. Then he gets hurt. Brock Purdy comes in, last pick of the draft. He shows out. Then they tell Trey, hey, listen, you QB2. But on top of you being QB2, you're going to have to compete for that job. Lost his job to Sam Darnold. Then they traded him. No love. Because they trying to win. They're putting the best player on the field. Art sitting here, it's just for this week, circumstances and a lot of factors play into this. And guys, I'm not going to answer anything outside of this week. But man, we know what's happening. Quit trying to talk to us like we're toddlers, fam. We know what's happening. Outside of Heinicke throwing 9 picks, he's starting the week after too. You let Taylor Heinicke go out here and have a good game. And then you come back talking the week after, I'm putting Desmond Ridder back in. Bro, you beyond fired. You bring Dez in and then Dez lays an egg. You fired at you. Bro, we coming back from the bye with a new coach. Because that's negligence. So we already know what the deal is. Just come in. Just fuck the bullshit. Keep it real. Hey, listen. I've decided that we're going to move into another direction. We're going to see what Heinicke has. Desmond Ridder, he's our QB2. But we're going to see what we have with Taylor Heinicke. That kills the conversation after the fact. But see, to me, man, I think Arthur Smith always wants to have a scapegoat. Him putting Taylor Heinicke in there, it puts him on the seat. Because now we can't say nothing about Ridder. Ridder sitting in there, making the coffee in the quarterback meetings, holding the tablet. Can't put nothing on Desmond Ridder next week or Sunday. So if this play calling is ass, it's on you. Which you already under the microscope about your play calling anyway. And people say, or people have said, well, Mark, you just hating on Desmond Ritter, man. You've been hating on Desmond Ritter, all year, which is not true. Anybody that's been listening to my videos knows I've always been on the kid's side. Off season, even last year, when Mariota, my video's still up, fam. After that Thursday night game, I said, y'all need to put this kid in. And let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Even coming into this year, which is a good segue for what I'm about to say. I said all this boy has to do is play like he has to be Cousins. I'm not asking for Mahomes. I'm not asking for Allen. I'm not asking for Burrow. If this kid plays anything like Cousins, people thought I was crazy then. But before Kirk Cousins got injured, Kirk Cousins was top 3 in passing yards. This boy was actually about to go on a tear with no Justin Jefferson. Which leads me into something else that people might think is controversial, but damn it, hear me out. So, people think that we're going to end up in quarterback purgatory, right? Y'all should have did right by Matt Ryan. Now look at what's happening. Bro, we did right by Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had a starting quarterback gig for 13 years unchallenged. Show me who they brought in to challenge Matt Ryan for his job. Nobody. Matt Schaub came and stole paychecks for years. Cleanest jersey on the roster. They didn't even have to wash his jersey. He'd go to the locker room, take it off. Next time they need to throw on the whites, he got it there. That man's jersey was cleaner than the punters. And then when Matt Ryan wanted out, they sent him to a contender. Matt wet the bed. You can't put that P on us. So, if I was Terry Fontenot, I'd actually be looking at Kirk Cousins in the offseason. Reason being is this. Kirk Cousins is 35 years old. Probably played his last snap in Minnesota. There were rumors of them getting off of Kirk Cousins earlier this season, family. Healthy. And he was balling in. They were just losing games. Man, you can't get him coming up. Man, nah, man. He tore his Achilles, man. Nah. Mark, you didn't win off the reservation. You don't win off the red, man. You talking reckless now. Well, there's another guy up in New York. Tore his Achilles too. 4 plays into the season. 4 years older than Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers. They trying to get Aaron Rodgers back before they end. They're hoping they get Aaron Rodgers back before the end of the season, bruh. And what we see in, family, I don't know who worked on Aaron Rodgers' Achilles. This had to have been Bruce Banner or Tony Stark or somebody. This man out there on the field throwing the ball, like, bro, you just tore your Achilles. Can't tell. No, I get what you're saying, Albert. Albert says, let me put it up. AR-12 and Cousins, 2 different levels. I agree with that 100%. But we don't need AR-12 level quarterback play. We just need Kirk Cousins quarterback play. The Jets need AR-12 quarterback play. So to me, I'd be looking at that. That would be an option. I'm not saying put all your chips in and this is the move that you make. I'm saying this, I would be looking at this as an option. I've heard Kyler Murray thrown out there. My only issue with Kyler Murray is attitude. Him and his former coach Kingsbury, they clashed heads. And they were supposed to be a pair made in heaven. But I'd be looking at that as an option. But none of this matters if Arthur Smith wets the bed this season. If he wets the bed, he's gone, and so is Desmond Ridder, unfortunately. This is why you have to keep Desmond Ridder on the bench for the entire year. Because if you march this boy back out here and this boy gets worse, you have pretty much put Desmond Ridder as a backup quarterback for the remainder of his career. And I don't even want to see that for that kid. At least if you bench him for this year and then you get fired, somebody else can just look at it and say, hey, listen, he was put in a bad spot. Let's see what this kid has. Because I've seen quarterbacks in his situation. Our former quarterback, Marcus Mariota, same situation. Think through this man's first 5 years, he had 4 different coordinators. You look at Baker Mayfield, same situation. Look how long it took Geno Smith to climb back on the mountain. I don't want this kid's stock to plummet because of this. So you stick with Taylor Heineke. G says, you're right, Marcus. Kyler Murray's attitude and commitment would be an issue. Yeah, there was a lot of talk about that in Arizona. And that partially might be why this man is in trade talks. So if Arthur Smith is really about the business of protecting his young quarterback, you don't march him back out there. Because he's showing 3 of the things that they're not even rookie problems. They're bad quarterback problems. Can't hold on to the ball, throwing interceptions. And then he has no awareness. All of a sudden his awareness is gone now. That's beyond rookie mistakes. You're heading into bad quarterback situations here. And I think, I'm going to give some credit to Arthur Smith. I think Arthur started to see this. Look at the man's emotion on the sidelines, fam. Arthur Smith has been a meme not once, but twice this year. They didn't come off of fumbles from other people. They came from the quarterback play. Perry says, what's going on? What about trading for Justin Fields, fam? Again, that's another option. Younger guy, got wheels. That's another option, but then that depends on what Chicago's trying to do. Because they got a kid that played what, Sunday or Monday? And I don't know. I don't know. Now, if they were to make that move, okay, let's ride. I know a lot of people would be happy to see Justin Fields in a Falcons jersey. A lot of people would be happy. And, for the most part, what's going on with Justin Fields isn't entirely his fault. Look at the situation he came into. It's been all bad since he got there. And they've been gutting that team over the last 2 years too. Soon as it gets there, bang, Khalil Mack gone. Then they traded their other guy off too. God damn, I forgot the dude's name. Was it Roquan Smith? Hold on. Let me make sure I'm not getting my players mixed up. But they got off of a defensive player. He's gotten bad break after bad break. They bought in Chase Claypool, trash. Supposed to be their number 2 receiver, absolute ass. DJ Moore is finally showing signs of he might be the guy there. But look at their run game. Run game been kind of trash too. So honestly, Roquan Smith, okay, cool. Appreciate that, Gerard. So he's been in a situation where we don't know the potential of Justin Fields because of the situation he's been thrown into. He's playing for a bad organization. That's not to absolve Justin Fields from some plays, but at the same time, if you put him on the right team, he could be a dynamite quarterback. So yeah, that's an option as well. So I don't think we're on a quarterback carousel. What's going on, Francis? She says, I would love for Justin Fields to be here. I think there's options in the offseason. But me personally, I don't want to see Desmond Ritter's stock plummet because of a coach's willingness to die on a hill. If he would, and he's causing this commotion with the media. Because if he would have just came out and said today, hey, listen, we've decided that we're going with Taylor Heineke for the rest of the season. And then you would have got Ledbetter, whatever the fuck. Arthur, dude, is this performance based? Why are you deciding to go with Taylor Heineke? All he had to say is, hey, listen, we're playing to win in the NFC South. I like what I've seen from Desmond Ridder. He's still got a bright future ahead of him, but we're trying to win the NFC South, and I like what we were able to put together in the second half, and we're going to see if we can continue that momentum. End of discussion. Who the fuck is going to challenge that? Who going to sit here and say, man, man, they giving up on that boy? Fam, this ain't about one player. So if you're going to tell me that you're willing to sacrifice 52 other men's work for one guy's progression, just say that. That makes you a fan of one player. But if you standing on logo business, that one player don't trump the 50 other men plus the head coaching staff, plus the medical staff, plus the cheerleaders, plus the water boys, plus the fan base. I'm sorry, one player doesn't trump all of that. And when you get out of your feelings and come to that conclusion, he got to be on the bench. Now, will Taylor Heineke take us to the promised land and we're in the Super Bowl? Man, don't nobody know. What I know now is he definitely gives us the best chance of beating teams we should be beating. Because mind you, people are trying to compare Desmond Ridder to established quarterbacks. Let's just compare him to rookies. Will Levis outplayed him. CJ Stroud actually played a good game. Sam Howell outplayed him. But he threw for more yards than Sam Howell. How many picks he throw? All them wasn't on him. Boy, putting the ball on the lettuce now like it's blue cheese. This man is putting the ball on the lettuce like it's ranch dressing now, bruh. Croutons and all. You want some Parmesan with that? I got you. We can't afford that. You play the best guy, period. And had there been a quarterback competition, he might not have started. But you know, the thing is, when you guarantee somebody the slot, ain't nothing to worry about. Man, Heineke ain't taking my place. So what, he making all this money? He ain't taking my place. They done already designated me to QB1. I ain't did shit to earn it. Zaylana, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. He says, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think Ritter was going to be turnover prone headed into the season. I mean, he hadn't really shown a reason to be. You know, the first 4 games, he protected the ball. At the same time, there were a couple of plays that he got bailed out. There were a couple of plays in that 4 games where it could have went for a pick. One actually did get picked off, and then they called a penalty. And remember in the preseason, what happened on that one drive and where it happened. But we didn't think nothing about it because it was preseason. We drove the ball down there like it was nothing. Had penalties for days. Drove the ball down there, got in the red zone. What happened? Bang, pick. What's happened these last couple of games? Same thing that happened in the preseason. Albert says, special teams lost that game against Tennessee and have been bad all year. Our DBs get beat constantly on double moves. Dahlman's awful snaps, O tackles getting beat bad. This ain't just a QB problem in, I guess said in my opinion. Special teams was trash in the first half. I give you that. But the offense wasn't able to do absolutely nothing. Period. Nothing. DB's getting beat. I get that they've given up big plays this season. But defense has been top 5. Dahlman snaps, off of snaps. Dahlman's cheeks. Dahlman's beyond cheeks at this point. Dahlman has graduated to a BBL. He's no longer cheeks. Dahlman's a BBL. We all know this. But he played well enough in the second half for us to put up 20. But I'll agree with the lads. This just ain't a QB problem. I think it's a combination of the QB problem and the head coach. Gavin says, what are your thoughts on AJ? AJ has gotten smoked twice. Real bad. Now, the one last week was an offensive PI. I can't put that on AJ. They should have called that. Because if AJ would have had his hands around DeAndre Hopkins' neck, they would have threw everything on the field. Actually, he's got smoked 3 times that I think about it. He got smoked with Mike Evans. Again, he just got smoked. In Jacksonville, got smoked. Outside of that, he's been playing well. Alex says, put some links in your description for when you go on these shows. I'm gonna have to do that, man. Y'all know I just be getting on here when I be getting on here. Kenneth says, you're standing on one man's play calling. What is your point? I don't understand the context of that. So yeah, I don't understand the context of what one man's play calling am I standing on. Dixon Way says, sup, Mark. The best thing about the move is everything is on Arthur Smith's play calling. If Dahlman is a BBL, then McGarry is a butt reduction. your boy McGarry out here with flapjack cheeks. After he got paid, he said, hey man, give me some lipo. Give me some lipo on the butt cheeks. I need some lipo. But yeah, McGarry, y'all spread the word. He's no longer cheeks. He's a BBL. And we all know this. Alberto says, have they invited you back to the other shows? Oh yeah, man, listen. So he hit me up and we had a discussion about it. It was a situation where he was running late. So yeah. But even with that, I wasn't really taking that super duper serious, man. Me and OG, we rock hard, man. We've been rocking since back in the day. So back in the Bird Gang days. So he had something come up and they started the show late, whatever. He said, I'll be back on there next Monday. So, D says, if the play calling was so bad, and shout out to, Mad Mike and the crew over there at AFM, man. They do a hell of a job. I know they was kind of depressed Sunday, but they'd be all right, man. They'd be all right. D says, if the play calling was so bad, why Heineke put up 20? Yeah. Yeah. It's now listen, I ain't absolving Arthur Smith. Because that tight end throw in the first one, what I don't understand that, but sometimes he tries to outsmart himself. And it don't work. It don't work. But 20 is what you need. And I said it Sunday, there was only one position that changed on offense in the second half, and that's who was playing behind center. Hell, we didn't even have Drake London in the fourth. But it's a good thing to see. And man, Hodge fought for that 50 plus yards. Hodge is like, man, I ain't really seen balls come my way all year. I'm going for mine. Y'all gonna have to shoot me to get me on the ground. Hodge was running like there was no tomorrow. And you want to see guys play like that. And I feel like with a week's worth of the snaps, Taylor Heineke is probably going to be better. Now, listen, is Taylor Heineke going to turn this ball over? Yes. That's what a gunslinger does, fam. Brett Favre is considered one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. And to my knowledge, unless I don't think it's been broken, he leads the league in interceptions. That's just what comes with the territory, buddy. So yeah, Heineke gonna turn this ball over. But we probably gonna have more touchdowns to account for that, to offset for that. You can't have 3 turnovers and then 16 points. Now, if you put up 28, 30 plus points, 1 pick, 2 picks, I take that. And a win, I take that. Because we see top flight quarterbacks do it. Hell, how many picks did Patrick Mahomes have Sunday? And he didn't even throw a touchdown. Man, fam, nobody batted an eye. They just said, man, that was just a bad game. Gavin says, I know Bijan is amazing, but we need to use that CP and Tyler combination more. They're bangers. Man, you know, here's one thing I cannot absolve Bijan from. Bijan in the receiving game has not matured yet. Because there were a couple of plays, even from Ritter, where Bijan gets his head around, he catches the ball. We saw that happen with Heineke too. So he really needs to work on that, because if he, man, my goodness, if he can turn into that receiving back that I know he can become, yeah, it's going to be a problem. But I do agree. With CP getting healthier now, they didn't put Lowry seasoned salt, garlic butter on them thighs now. They didn't put all kind of seasoning. Then put it in the oven. Look like that thigh about ready. Look like that thigh about ready, bro. And TA always been a monster. So, but it's up to our head coach / offensive coordinator to draw up plays that benefit Bijan. He likes to get Bijan out on the edges. He likes to get him out on the edges. And teams are now accounting for that now. So he's got to get more creative when he puts Bijan in. But this team has a lot of weapons. And I think with a guy like Heineke, hopefully he can take advantage of all those weapons. We saw what he did with Hodge and Scotty Miller. Let's see. Albert says, Mark, can you tell these people that Bijan is an elite running back, not just running stretches, but also in between the tackles? They're using him like he's Reggie Bush. Yeah, the beautiful thing about Bijan is he's quick and he's small enough to get through these gaps. And he's fast. And the guy's a dog. But again, it's up to, it's up to Arthur Smith to draw these plays up, to help these guys. Kenneth says, oh my God, are you serious? For 3 years, one man controls 52-man roster and makes all the play calls. Arthur Smith, 18 and 20. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Hey man, I'm not disagreeing with that. You act like I'm absolving our Arthur Smith. The title of this is called Desmond Ritter benched and Arthur Smith on the seat. I'm not absolving Arthur Smith for anything. What I'm saying is this was supposed to be a 3-year build. We gave him a pass on the first 2 because, again, we didn't have any money in Matt Ryan's last year. We didn't really have any money last year. So we gave him passes on this stuff. This year, the reason why a lot of people are way more critical of Arthur Smith is because you got the money, you got a top flight defense, and we're only averaging 16 points a game with a 4th and 2/8 draft picks that you all went offense on. So yeah, you got people firing Arthur Smith at the bye. I'm like, the man's probably not. If we have 7 wins this year, he's fired at the end of the season. You got some people ready to fire him right now. And my thing is this. I cannot believe I'm defending this, but if you fire him right now, right? Who's your head coach? You promote your defensive coordinator, the head coach. Who's your offensive coordinator? People don't even like Dave Ragone. So again, I'm like, what do you do? What do you do? You see what I mean? So I gave him till the end of the season because, believe it or not, we're still atop the NFC South. with an opportunity to win the NFC South. So again, if he's not able to do that with this baby oil schedule we got left, then yeah, the guy getting up out of here. But I don't think you pull the trigger and fire Arthur Smith until you're mathematically out of the playoffs. And then even if you're mathematically out of the playoffs, it don't even make sense to fire him then. Just wait till the end of the season to get him up out of here. But Terry Fontenot's job is safe. I don't want nobody coming after Terry. Terry's job is safe. Terry did all he had to do. I know a lot of people are mad because, man, why didn't you get Montez Sweat? Why didn't you get Chase? Well, what we're finding out is there was a deal in place to go get Montez. There was some fuckery politics that happened behind that. Terry did his job. I don't want nobody coming after Terry Fontenot. Terry gave this boy everything that he needed to achieve greatness. Let me see. Okay, so Albert saying Ryan Nielsen and Jerry Gray goes to the defensive coordinator. They fire Ragone, which needs to happen by the by. I'm sorry, he's got to go. Listen, man, I agree with you. But I kind of agree with you for different reasons. I know we have to have an offensive coordinator by title. But man, if all you doing is putting on pots of coffee and echoing plays, why we need you? I'm just gonna keep it. Why we need you, bruh? And then we averaging 16 points a game, at least in Kansas City. At least in Kansas City, which, you know, Andy Reid has stated plenty of times that Eric Bieniemy has called plays. He stated plenty of times, you know, a lot of this has to go to Eric Bieniemy. You know, on top of calling the plays, working with Patrick Mahomes. At this point, I don't know what the hell Dave we're going to do. I'm just going to be honest. People say he calling the plays, but then I'm looking at Arthur Smith with the damn play sheet, looking down on it, calling. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on right here. But we don't need all these chefs in the kitchen. All these chefs in the kitchen, and they ain't cooking up a good meal. If you got 2 or 3 chefs in the kitchen, damn it, we need to have more than 16. Just saying. The Dixon Way says Arthur Smith is jaded. Arthur Smith is jaded and Falcons fans are Will Smith. Sometimes you just need to let go of a toxic relationship. It's funny that you mentioned toxic because remember, we were told that we were toxic. Only for Arthur Smith to do the exact same thing we told him he needed to do. I don't mind being toxic as long as it gets our team to W's. Listen, man, I want to make videos where we win and comfortable. Those are the best videos to make. I miss them days. I miss 2016 when we just putting our foot on these teams' necks. And I could get, I was on Facebook at the time, but I can get on there and talk my shit. Man, look at how we cooking these boys. These boys don't stand a chance against us. I miss them days. That seems so long ago in a galaxy far, far away. I miss being able to look on the schedule and say that's food. We playing hoops? Man, please. That's 14 points. That's food right there. I miss them days. I miss them days when opposing teams used to play us and they used to say, that's an L. I missed that week where they gave Jeff Fish an extension and we beat them boys so bad that they fired him that Monday. Completely changed the future of that team. I missed them days. The Rams can thank us for that rebuild. We caused that. Rams has signed that boy to, I think it was like a 2-year extension. Signed that boy to it, and the boy was cheeks. We beat them so bad. The reason they coach there now is because we cost the other coach the job. We beat them boys like they stole something. I miss them days, fam. When we beating guys so bad, we scoring touchdowns, I'm just sitting there laughing. I'm like, these boys knew these boys would beat before they came in here. They know that. I miss the days where we had Seattle's defense on the sideline about to fight each other because they couldn't stop us. Boys was on the sideline about to go to blows. I miss when Aaron Rodgers was on a hot streak. Y'all remember the year, the just relax year? Y'all remember that? Just relax. They get to the NFC Championship game. Guess what happened? They get stomped out. Fam, that game was over at halftime. Wasn't no need to drink yak or drink hen dog. Y'all was drinking that for a different reason. I miss them days, fam. It's been doom and gloom for so long. I'm ready to get back to us stomping the dog shit out of teams we supposed to stomp out. Not every game being a dog fight. I miss being able to make videos back then, man. Them was happy days. Them happy days. Yeah, we lose the game. Hey, man, you know what? It used to be a different feeling. Yeah, man, you know what? We was kind of off today, man. A lot of things went wrong, man. Had turnovers. You know, we have these type of games. This team done had us depressed for so long. I tell people this all the time. I'm in an abusive relationship with the Falcons fan, or with the Falcons. It's an abusive relationship at this point. They keep breaking my heart. I keep coming back. Because where I'm going to go? I ain't rooting for no other team. Bro, I'm like Joe Hallenbeck in The Last Boy Scout. I will quit watching football before I root for another team. I quit. I done seen a lot of people over the years get so heartbroken about their team. They jumped to another fan base, bro. They were Saints fans in 2019. They Chiefs fans in 2020. Just absolutely abandon their team. I'm going to go over here, man. I can't do that. And I know a lot of y'all can't even imagine doing that. We are in an abusive relationship. And God damn it, if I'm in an abusive relationship, I got every damn right to talk about this relationship, good or bad. Because I ain't going nowhere. I'm in it till I hit the casket. Man, when they put me in the casket, we don't win a Super Bowl, and we win a Super Bowl down the line, y'all gonna hear me in the afterlife. Y'all gonna be washing dishes, then y'all gonna hear something come past you. We finally did it. Go Birds. You're like, what the fuck was that? That was me. That was me. That was me. Y'all sitting there watching the game. We score a touchdown. Y'all up and cheering and stuff like that. Commercial break come on, and then y'all hear, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that catch? That catch was gorgeous. And then you look around, that's me. You can get on the phone. You can call Peter Venkman. You can call Ghostbusters. When they bring out the trap and you finally see an illumination of a ghost, it's me in a Falcons jersey. And y'all gonna look like that motherfucker. What? That motherfucker was dead serious. I'm gonna haunt these players too. You let me be gone. And one of our quarterbacks fumbles the ball 3 times. He get in the locker room. I don't care where. I'm haunting him everywhere. Get in the shower if you want to. You gonna hear, you better not fumble that ball one more time. I'm gonna kill you. They gonna look around like, what the hell was that? Was me. I'm in it to win it, fam. So again, I'll end with this on a positive note and on a real note, fam. Hopefully this is the best thing for Desmond Ridder. I'm a pull for the kid because I like him. He's got on a Falcons jersey. It is what it is. I've said all year, or at least with game 4, he's not ready. He's not ready. I haven't taken a personal jab at the kid. I mean, I've seen some people giving him this work. You know, talking about his looks, all this other stuff. And, you know, I get it, man. But I always like to keep stuff football. And I want to see good for the kid. This is why I'm saying you need to just bench him for the rest of the year. Because the last thing I want to see is this kid get another shot and it's too soon. And he comes out and he starts doing the same things over and over again. You're essentially killing this kid's career. You can do this with Taylor Heinicke because Taylor Heinicke's been in the league for a while. And Taylor knows how the game go. Learned it in Washington. But you put the best man in to win right now. If we were in a rebuild like last year, when there was no expectation, he could make all these mistakes. Nobody probably would. And fam, I'm just gonna keep it raw with you. If we'd have started him last year, nobody's batting an eye with all these mistakes he's making. He was put in he was just a lot of this is bad timing. So let's go get this win Sunday, man. Listen, this should be a dub. It should be. I'm expecting this team to put up more than 20 points. I'm expecting the defense to come back into form. And I'm expecting us to get this win. So again, we need to start creating some distance in the NFC South. Now, if we win the NFC South, Arthur probably keeps his job. But this is a playoff year. You don't make the playoffs, he's gone. I cannot see a situation where he keeps his job, fam. I cannot see it if we do not make the playoffs. So Alberto says, Mark, is this a must win? Is this a must win for Arthur? We can't take an L. It's a must win. It's a must win. Dixon says, great stream, Mark. Talk to you later. Got to get ready for this evening. Deuces. Good to have you here, man. Good to have everybody here, actually. So with that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. I got some Chinese food that then probably went ice cold. So, but I knew I had to get home, and the first thing I had to do was jump up and make a live to talk about this. There are a lot of positives to take away from what happened today. You know, our coach got out of his way. No matter how that happened, he finally got out of his way. We get to see what Taylor Heineke can do. So that's a lot of I'm actually excited for the game against the Vikings, because I want to see what this offense can do, because I know this offense can do a lot better than what they've been doing. And the fact that we're still on top of the NFC South right now, there are a lot of positive things to look forward to. And that's including Desmond Ridder, because just because he got benched, that don't mean he ain't a part of the team. He's a part of this team. But I do want to see him learn. And people say, well, you can't learn behind the quarterback. I'm gonna call BS on that, because some of the greats have studied behind a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady with Drew Bledsoe, Patrick Mahomes with Alex Smith. Mind y'all, the thing with Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith was winning games in Kansas City. So when Patrick got there, it wasn't like Kansas City was cheeks and they were just losing. They were winning games. But Alex just wasn't the guy to put them over the edge. So what did they do? They went and drafted a kid who thought that, hey, this might be the guy to put us over the edge. So pressure does two things. It buzz pipes or it creates diamonds. So we're going to see what it does to Desmond Ridder. Hopefully it creates a diamond. But if it buzz pipes, there's nothing we can do about that, fam. But what we all got to do is stand on logo business, which I'm 100% sure we're all going to do Sunday. Whether you were a fan of you are a diehard fan of Desmond Ridder or not, we all going to stand on logo business when Minnesota comes to town, and we're going to get them the fuck out of here and improve to 5-4. So with that being said, fam, I'm up out of here. Y'all have yourselves an awesome week. We will be back on here Sunday. Hopefully we're talking about a dub, fam. We better be talking about a dub, because if we talking about an L, we got bigger issues on the horizon. So I'm up out of here, fam. Peace.